What's up everyone, you're very welcome along to tonight's video. Now, it isn't going to be the usual 10-minute transfer roundup, as you probably guessed from the title. I'm going to be doing my best to explain what the homegrown rule is and how clubs in the Premier League need to be careful about the signings that they make and the quota that they have for homegrown and non-homegrown players. Before I get stuck into that, you're probably wondering what this massive QR code on the screen is. That will bring you over to the Anfield Agenda Twitch channel, which is where we'll be doing all of our watch-alongs, post-match content, live news shows, everything for the upcoming season. Here on YouTube, what you can expect is videos like this, pre-recorded, shorter content, clips and highlights from our live streams and stuff like that. Do drop a like on the video for me. Do hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. And of course, do let me know your thoughts on anything that I speak about tonight, or if you have anything you'd like to add to the homegrown conversation, please do. I know when people hear homegrown, they probably think a little differently, but tonight we're talking about football and homegrown in that context. So, right, let's get stuck into it, get rid of this QR code, and I'll try my best to explain it. Right, so currently, clubs playing in the Premier League are allowed to sign up to 25 players or register 25 players with the Premier League for the upcoming season. 17 of those players can be non-homegrown, meaning they can be obviously from outside of the UK or outside of Wales and England as it is. And then you've got 8 places that if you want to fill them and you want to take up your full quota of 25, 8 of those players have to be classed as homegrown players. There is exceptions to this, of course. Any player under the age of 21 doesn't have to be listed on either list. For this upcoming season, that'll be players born on or after the 1st of January in 2001. Now, on this, I'm going to try and go through it in as much detail as I can because I don't really make informative videos really on YouTube. They're usually more just my opinion on stuff, but I've tried to do a little bit differently today. So what is a homegrown player? And I'm going to use the actual description from the Premier League to tell you guys what a homegrown player is classed as. A homegrown player means a player who, irrespective of nationality or age, has been registered with any club affiliated to the Football Association or the Football Association of Wales for a period, continuous or not, of 3 entire seasons or 36 months before his 21st birthday at the end of the season, which he turns 21. The reason this becomes a little bit more important to us, I suppose, as Liverpool fans is, as an example, we've brought in Calvin Ramsey. We've brought him in, obviously, from Aberdeen, and he won't count as a homegrown player when he turns 21. Why is that? Well, it's because, as of now, when we use him, we won't have to register him as one of the 25 players because he's still under 21. But when he turns 21, he will only have played 2 full seasons in the clubs that we spoke about, Football Association Club of England or Wales, so he won't make it. Same with Andy Robertson. When he came to Liverpool, he has to be classed as a non-homegrown player as well once he hit the age of 21. Same here with Calvin Ramsey. So where does that leave us with where Liverpool currently sit? Well, with Liverpool having moved on Divock Origi, Sadio Mane, and looking likely to move on to Kumi Minamino, that broke last night, by the way. I think I mentioned it in my transfer video. If I didn't, Monaco have agreed a fee for Taki, which will rise up to about 17-18 million pound. Initial fee about 15.1 with some add-ons. But freeing up 3 places there by moving those guys on means that Liverpool had 14 non-homegrown players that they were going to register. Obviously, we've added in Darwin Nunez, so that brings us up to 15. So we do have a little bit of wiggle room to play around with. And that is another reason why I think you guys should pay close attention to the type of business other Premier League clubs are doing. So I've said to you before that Manchester City, they've obviously brought in Jack Grealish in the last window, or the last summer window, I should say. And now they're looking to bring in Calvin Phillips from Leeds. Again, they have to keep the homegrown quota in mind. Interestingly enough, though, 25 being the maximum number, all clubs don't have to register 25 players with the Premier League. It's just that's the maximum number that they can register. So that kind of got me thinking, will this affect our transfer business too much going forward? And do we have much to worry about? Well, as I said, 15 of our 17 non-homegrown spots have been taken up. So we do have a little bit of wiggle room there if Jurgen Klopp wanted to go out and reinforce either midfield or attack. For instance, if we had have gone after Arlian Tchouameni and gotten him, he would have come in, obviously, and taken up one of those non-homegrown places. But, and the article that I read this in mentions Bellingham by name, which is why I'm going to bring him up, Jude would count as a homegrown player when he arrives at Liverpool Football Club. Yeah, I said when. I'm still going to keep driving this train until everybody's on board. So that's where we are with regards to what is homegrown and what isn't homegrown. So any player under the age of 21, don't have to worry about either. So probably will dictate our transfer business a little bit moving forward, but it was nice to hear that we've got a bit of wiggle room now with Takumi Minamino, Divock Origi, and unfortunately Sadio Mane, who today completed his move to Bayern Munich. It was odd, wasn't it? Let's be honest with ourselves here, friends. It was very odd seeing Sadio Mane in a Bayern Munich top. But look, wish him all the best. Congratulations to him on his amazing 6 years at Liverpool Football Club. So yeah, that's pretty much where we are with the homegrown rule. I don't have any transfer news for you, but I basically just wanted to make this video because I didn't want to not upload today, and I didn't want to lie to you because I hate talking about transfer news that's really unrealistic. I still haven't heard back from my friend in Spain with regards to if there's any truth in Liverpool's interest in Asensio. The truth is, I just don't know, and I don't want to guess at it because I think that's being unfair to you guys. Now, another thing I just want to call out real quick is, I think people don't understand how YouTube thumbnails and videos work at times. So if I say things like Minamino leaves Asensio to join Liverpool, question mark, it is just that. It's a question mark. It's a topic. It's a debate. I'm not claiming that he's going to join. I know a lot of people get worked up by reading the thumbnail and don't watch the video. Please do watch the videos of your favourite content creators, because often at times the thumbnail and all will be clearly explained throughout the video. But basically, we have a couple of places we can free up, and I wonder if we're going to see anybody brought in this window. The reason that I keep hammering back to this is, late last night, I know a lot of you guys use social media, be it Instagram, Twitter, whatever your favourite account is, or your favourite platform is. There was a little bit of chatter about the possibility that Liverpool may try and get a pre-contract agreement in place with Dortmund for Jude Bellingham for next season. Now, I don't believe that Dortmund will sell him in this summer, unless, of course, something we spoke about before, the likes of Real Madrid or somebody came in, put an offer in to buy him, which would force Liverpool's hand into coming into the negotiation. So I just want to think, how realistic is this? And one of the comments that I seen about it was saying, well, look, this doesn't benefit anybody, or wouldn't benefit anybody outside of Liverpool. And that's kind of true. It's not in Borussia Dortmund's interest, really, to agree a deal from. You could make an argument it's probably not in Bellingham's interest. But neither was it when we signed Naby Keita from Leipzig. And we still had to find a way to tempt Leipzig into selling, because he was wanted by Bayern Munich, he was wanted by Barcelona. And at the time, Michael Edwards went over, played a blinder. Look, we can argue that it hasn't worked out, but what we can't argue is how innovative and creative that deal was. So will we see something around Jude Bellingham and Liverpool similar to Naby Keita? I honestly don't know. But I wouldn't be against it, because anything that just gets that nod that Bellingham's coming to Liverpool, just so people can start getting excited about it, I'm all for. So yeah, from that one, yes. Do I think we're going to do any more business in this window? No, I really don't. I think, which is why I said I didn't want to come on here, do a transfer video and start telling lies about potential incomings. I get the feeling our business is done. There is the possibility if something pops up last minute, or maybe we move somebody on. And there was a lot of Liverpool's youth players who are moving on in this window. On loan, Billy Comedio is just going to, I think it's Vienna, if my memory is correct. Neil Jones from Goal put up a list of players who Liverpool are likely to move on loan, but I think there is an agreement in place for Billy Comedio to spend the season on loan. Adam Lewis as well, he's gone out on loan. And a couple more Liverpool's youngsters, the ones that you would probably expect, are going to head out on loan as well. So I don't expect incomings. Chamberlain looks like he's going to stay as things stand. Nat Phillips, he could still go on loan to Bournemouth. He could still be sold, but again, I don't know what way Klopp's thinking. From the articles I've been reading and the information I've seen, I think Jurgen Klopp wants to bring him in at the start of pre-season and go from there. So maybe if he is going to move on, it could be a late one. And the only semi-positive news I really have today is that it looks like Caoimhín Kelleher will be staying with Liverpool for the upcoming season and not going out on loan. From a purely selfish perspective as a Liverpool fan, I'm very happy about this, because I have trust in Caoimhín Kelleher. And I haven't really had such trust in a backup goalkeeper in quite a long time. But from an Irish perspective, I would understand if Caoimhín did try and go and carve out a career for himself or get more regular first team football, because, you know, as you may or may not be aware, his competition for the number one goalkeeper shirt with Ireland, Gavin Bazunu, has just signed for Southampton in I think it was a £10 million move from Manchester City. So Gavin Bazunu's got, and he's a great goalkeeper as well, he's going to be playing Premier League football, and Caoimhín may find it hard to, you know, get in ahead of him in Stephen Kenny's selection. But that's pretty much where we are, my friend. So let me know your thoughts on the homegrown stuff. Let me know if you've got any anything you'd like to add to it or anything that I've forgotten about. But again, I do appreciate your time. Thank you all for watching. Same time, same place tomorrow. I'll talk to you then. Bye bye.